You're right, I'm Matthew, and welcome back to Guided to Glory with Chelsea FC here. This is episode 5 of the series. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, I would advise you to go and watch them before this one. And today we will be playing a double header of Liverpool games. First in the Premier League, and after that in the League Cup, EFL Cup, Carabao Cup, whatever you prefer to call it. So first of all, in this episode, we will see Jordan Aina is getting his first professional contract with the club, £800 per week until 2021. And following that, we have Kurt Zouma signing a new deal with us, 92k a week, I believe it is, until 2024. One of our centre backs at the club. And then we've got another player turning professional here, Valentino Livramento. He is a young right back. He's got some potential about him, so he could break through into our team in the future. And now we see another one of our first team players, Tammy Abraham, the striker, English striker, gets a new deal. I believe it's £89,000 per week until 2024, and he has room to grow here as well. But between the last episode and now, we've been on a decent run. We had a couple of slip-ups, a couple of draws against Leicester and Arsenal, but apart from that, we've won all the games since that last episode. And that leaves us 5th in the league at the moment. We've drawn Dortmund in the Champions League knockout rounds, Hull in the FA Cup as well, and obviously we're playing Liverpool today in the Carabao Cup. And we'll move into our first Liverpool game in the Premier League. So our starting 11 for this one: Kepa, Rudiger, Tomori, Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso, N'Golo Kante and Jorginho in midfield, behind Mason Mount, Pulisic and Pedro on the wings, with Tammy Abraham up front. And I think it's a team that can be competitive against Liverpool here. Now we'll go into the team talk. I think realistically Liverpool are a better team than us at this moment in time, but next episode will be our transfer window, and hopefully we'll be able to bring in a couple of decent players to increase how good our team is. Hopefully get closer to the top end of the Premier League, closer to Liverpool and Man City, as we do the pre-match tunnel press questions here. But yeah, so far 5th in the league. We gradually climbing up the league. We didn't get off to a great start, but yeah, we're gradually climbing, and at this point we're still in all the cups, and we won the one we were in. But we will start the match off here against Liverpool. Liverpool have a very, very good team. It's very similar to the normal team in the Premier League in real life. The only couple of differences: no Virgil van Dijk starting, but we've got our first highlight. Marcos Alonso back to Kepa in goal. Rudiger hits it forward towards Pedro. Abraham picks it up now. Jorginho. And Liverpool dispossess us now with Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Matip hits it forward. Lallana. Now Mane out on the left-hand side, but his shot goes wide. Also in this Liverpool team, the only other major change to a normal Liverpool team, you can see Alex Telles they've brought in at left back. I believe they still have Andy Robertson, but they brought in Alex Telles, and I think he's been playing most of the games. And here we see him hitting the ball into the box, and a shot's off, but it gets saved, I believe, and cleared. Yeah, Liverpool are one of them teams which I think will be battling for a while, as we get another highlight here. Marcos Alonso to Fikayo Tomori, Rudiger, Jorginho, forward to Pulisic, who cuts inside, and his shot is saved by Alisson. And it seems like a bit of a back and forth game at the moment. On stats, Liverpool have had more shots, but we are getting more on target. Kepa has not had to make a save yet, which is worrying because if they are getting more shots, it's likely that one will eventually go in. But both teams seem defensively stable. The midfields are doing well, and the attacks are doing well to try and break through so far. But yeah, Liverpool all we've drawn them in this competition. We played them in the Super Cup at the start of the season. This is our second Premier League game against them, and we've drawn them in the Carabao Cup. So realistically, all we need to do now is draw them in the FA Cup and draw them in the Champions League, and we'll have played them the maximum number of times we possibly could in this season. But we're going at half time, and it seems like they have the better stats at the moment. But our players, they've played reasonably. They've played defensively solid so far, which is nice to see. Be also nice to see a few more attacking runs though in the second half. And actually, it's been nice to see a game where we've had more than one highlight. But here we see Alisson take a goal kick out, but we pick it up, and Tammy Abraham trying to get through, and he is through, and Tammy Abraham scores and puts us 1-0 up away at Anfield, and Christian Pulisic will get the assist for this by just tapping it through to Abraham, who does all the work himself. He cuts past the defender, which I believe is Alex Telles, and slams the ball to the far post. And Alisson could do nothing about it. And it'd be really, really nice to pick up 3 points in this match. I wasn't expecting to pick up 3 points in this match, but if we can, that'll do us a hell of a lot of good in this season. And at this point, it seems like we are the better team. Well, in terms of average rating anyway, we seem to be the better team in this match. Although we have got a couple of yellow cards, Azpilicueta and Tomori, as Liverpool bring on James Milner and Xherdan Shaqiri here. And actually, Shaqiri's through here, and Kepa did not even have to make the save. Shaqiri's shot was way wide. And we are going to make a couple of substitutions now. First of all, I believe we are bringing off Mason Mount, and we're going to bring in one of our young players, Faustino Angerin, who's on the bench for this match. And secondly, we are taking off Cesar Azpilicueta and bringing on our young English right back, Reece James, who I think I've got a good Reece James in this save. He seems potentially quite good. He is already performing quite well. He's grown a little bit since the season has started. But now we see Shaqiri going forward to Ox, and Alexander-Arnold out to the right-hand side, across into the middle, and Sadio Mane levels it up for Liverpool. That's it's disappointing, but it was a good move by Liverpool. Trent found his way through on that right-hand side into the middle, and there wasn't. Maybe our defence could have done a little bit about it. I think it was Reece James that was marking Mane as Naby Keita comes on for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain here. But I don't really have too big of a problem with our defending there. It was just a very well worked move from Liverpool. And we are going to make our final change of the match, and Pedro will be coming off here. Giroud's going to come on. Giroud's going to be put on front. I'll move Tammy Abraham out to the left wing. And to be fair, I found myself doing that quite a lot in this save so far, playing Tammy on the left wing. Even though in the real world, I believe he. Well, I've never seen him play at anything but striker, so it's strange. But he's not been too bad when I've put him there. He's done the job needed of him. As we go into the final 10 minutes now, at 1-1, and I'll take 1-1 from this game. It'd be very nice. But we've got a highlight here. Kepa takes the goal kick. And Liverpool have picked it up. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Alex Telles through to Mane running up the left wing. Cuts inside. Across. Oh no. In the final 10 minutes, Xherdan Shaqiri scores against us. We've not really got long to come back at this one now. Shaqiri off the bench. and that one is we didn't really attempt to get the ball away from the net at all. Kepa was just kind of left on his own. The defence just stood around doing nothing really. So it's a difficult goal to watch go in. I don't think we deserve that. I think we play quite well, but Giroud is through here, and he has shot wide, which is disappointing. In the last 10 minutes, we have a goal going against us from Xherdan Shaqiri. Super sub for them today, it seems, and that's full time. We went 1-0 up away from home at Anfield, but Liverpool have come back and beat us 2-1, and we're not getting any points from that game. But then again, we weren't expected to win anyway, as now we see Marco van Ginkel has got a new contract here. I thought I'd just sign him up for a little more to see if we might be able to sell him for a little more when we want to get rid of him. I imagine that it won't be long until we try and get rid of Van Ginkel, but I gave him a new contract just so he wouldn't go on a free. And we'll move into the second game of the episode, and this time we'll be playing Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. It's a largely similar team to the last one, I believe. I think Callum Hudson-Odoi came into the team instead of Pedro in this game. But yeah, largely the same team. And I imagine Liverpool will have largely the same team as well. But to be honest, this game I would like to win. Maybe a little more than the other game. We are at home for this game as well. So it should be easier for us to win. And we're getting questioned a little bit on our transfer strategy by the media. But I don't particularly like to discuss that with the media. Prefer to deal with them things just between us and the players we are trying to get, or the clubs that are trying to buy our players. But we have kicked off in this second match. We also see Zappacosta and Emerson have come in at the wing-backs, and Ross Barkley and Willian have also come in the attacking midfield. And I think everyone else is the same as last match. But Liverpool have also had a couple of changes. In this one, Adam Lallana's not starting. They're starting with Gigi Wijnaldum instead. And Robertson and Nelson Semedo, another new signing for them, and Virgil van Dijk have all come in the defence. And to be fair, I think that could be a better defence than their original one. I mean, the wing-backs are probably all similar in ability, but in terms of the centre-backs, Virgil van Dijk, I'd say, is a heavy upgrade on Joel Matip. But it seems like they're committing a few fouls against us in this game. Well, a few harsher fouls than we're committing to them, because they've already got 3 yellow cards in this game, as we get our first. But with players like Virgil van Dijk and Fabinho, you kind of expect it, because they're brutal players, really. They're not dirty players, but they're just big lumps who are going to come and tackle your players down to the ground without even trying. But we now see Nelson Semedo running up the side, but Kante dispossesses him into the middle and back out wide and forward to Tammy Abraham, who's going to run up the left wing here. It's going to be crossed into the middle, and Jorginho's going to get what I believe is his first goal from open play this season. I believe all the other goals he scored this season have been from the penalty spot. And it's nice to see Jorginho getting up there in an attacking move. He's usually more of a defensive player since he's come to Chelsea. But I seem to remember that Jorginho, whilst he was at Napoli, was a lot more involved going up front. He, since coming to Chelsea, he's played slightly more defensively than he used to. And it's nice to see him get a goal. Midfield playing quite well at the moment. But the game is still very close as we go into half-time with the half-time team talk. But it's nice to be winning this match 1-0, especially since just a few days earlier Liverpool have beaten us. And we had a really congested fixture list around December and the start of January. I believe before the first Liverpool game we only played Aston Villa 2 days before. But yeah, we managed to get through it. Not too many of our players feeling too tired. I like to rotate my teams around a lot as Liverpool bring on another one of their new signings, Odsonne Edouard from Celtic, the striker. French strikers come on for them, and that is it's a decent signing. I've thought for a while that Liverpool need an out and out striker. Firmino's more of a playmaker, so I think Edouard is it's a very good signing for them as we bring on Mason Mount for Callum Hudson-Odoi here. But yeah, I mean, my dad's a Liverpool fan, and we've kind of discussed Liverpool, what Liverpool need transfers wise, and we both do heavily agree on the fact that Liverpool need an out and out striker because they haven't really had one for a while, especially since Firmino's come in and he's been playing the striker role, but he hasn't. He isn't a striker. He's more of a playmaker. So yeah, I think Edouard's a very good signing for them in this save. And I believe we just saw James Milner coming onto the pitch. I don't know who he replaced though. And we are making some changes here. And I think we have just brought on Olivier Giroud for Willian here. Yep, we see Milner has come into the midfield. I think that was for Fabinho. But yeah, it's so far we seem to be controlling the game nicely. Just 1-0. But here comes the destroyer of all our hope. Xherdan Shaqiri comes onto the pitch for Mo Salah, the man who put us 2-1 down in the last game. And we've got a highlight here, and Liverpool are attacking. We've got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Nelson Semedo could cross it in here at the back post, but I believe Kepa got in the way of that one. Which it's nice to see that we can rely on the man between the sticks. I know he's getting a lot of grief in the real world for not playing very well, and he's got like the lowest save percentage in the league. But to be fair, I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. I just think he had a bad start of the season, which has kind of skewed his results a bit. And I feel like he must have had a falling out with Frank Lampard after he was swapped in the real world with Willy Caballero. Like I say in this save, I've given up on Caballero already. I will be looking to bring a new goalkeeper in at some point, either as a new first choice or as a backup to Kepa, but knowing me, they will be rotated a lot. But this season, every time Caballero's played, we have not played well. But now we see Liverpool on the attack, and it's in, and Kepa had to make a wonderful save there to keep us 1-0 up. But we've got a free kick, Rudiger, and is that Tomori's picked it up on the the left hand side of the pitch, but Shaqiri is dispossessed. But Kante wins it back for us on Ross Barkley, and it's through to Tammy Abraham, who's through, and that has gone wide. And we're into injury time now. Robertson takes a throw in, and it's eventually crossed into the box, but we come away with it. Tammy Abraham hits it forward, and Mason Mount's through. And Alisson makes a very important save for Liverpool not to go 2-0 down. There's still the chance that they could make a comeback in this game, but hopefully they will not. I think we deserve to win this game. We've been the better team. We've been the better team in this game by far, I'd say. But their defence has played really well as well. And we win in this Carabao Cup game. I believe this was the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. And we will move through to the semis. And that's nice. It's nice to get through to the semi-finals of a cup. But we do say we did not get man of the match in that game. Nelson Semedo, Liverpool's right back, got man of the match in that one. And now we'll have a quick look at the competitions again. 5th in the Prem, as we were at the start of the episode. And we see we will be playing our semi-final in the Carabao Cup against Bradford City. The League 2 team has got to this stage of the competition. But that now will be the end of this episode. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. But that's all from me now. Cheers for watching, and goodbye.